Dreamscape presents You Talkin to Me, How to Write Great Dialogue by Linda Seger and John Winston Rainey, narrated by George Newbern.
Dedicated to Katie Davis Gardner, Linda's wonderful assistant. Foreword by Mark L. Smith, writer of The Revenant, nominated for 12 Academy Awards, won 3. The Overlord, produced by J.J. Abrams, and Good Morning Midnight, directed by and starring George Clooney. When John and Linda asked if I'd be interested in writing a foreword to their book, I have to admit I was hesitant, not because I didn't have things I'd like to say on the subject, but because I couldn't rely on either of them to help show me how to write it. John was the first person other than my wife to read anything I'd written. For years, my process was finish the script, print the script, send to John, wait for his many thoughtful notes, do a rewrite, then rinse and repeat until the script was where I wanted it to be. He has a unique ability to spot the smallest miscue, which, if left uncorrected, might cause larger issues down the line. Linda, of course, has written some of the Bibles of screenwriting. When doing anything from providing maps to structure and story to developing the most interesting characters possible, I use her words as my guide. I pored over both making a good script great and creating unforgettable characters before I wrote a single word of my own. The knowledge she passed on gave me a confidence and understanding of what I was attempting to do. For the past 20 years, I've carried their lessons with me. And now, you fortunate readers will get to share in all the secrets I've known for so long, especially regarding dialogue. Good movie dialogue is like air. We don't really notice it unless it stinks. There are, of course, the few outliers like Tarantino and Sorkin who turn the spoken word into an art form of its own, but for the most part, dialogue has one key necessity: to sound the way real people speak. There are other valuable elements as well, but whether it's a Western filled with a mixed array of languages, a post-apocalyptic drama about a dying man and a young orphan, or a sci-fi gangster flick, the characters need to come across as authentic to the world and story they inhabit. My earliest scripts were filled with colorful dialogue coming out of every character's mouth. I'd write the lines and smile proudly. I couldn't wait for others to read it and see how cleverly I could turn a phrase. Then I'd continue the process I mentioned earlier and send the finished product off to John, who would usually return it with something like, "Stop trying to be clever. People don't talk like that." That was my first lesson in understanding the responsibility of dialogue. It isn't there just to sound good. Dialogue's obligation is to express.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?